is Anna from Lex and Beauty Journals. Hope everybody's well today. Now, this is these two journals are a continuation of our the missing queen story. So, as we said, our researcher, our not anymore druid, has moved on to a different, living in a different time now. Is still searching for the missing queen. He is looking into different possibilities of where she could be, and as I said, he knows that she was sleeping, so he's investigating sleep, but he's also investigating waters because he knows that she is underwater. Again, I'm not going to mention why he knows, but I'm going to tell you his name. His name is Lionel, and he is a wandering, a traveler who has been around for a long time. I will show you. This is Luna. This is Luna. This is Waves. So these are the two different journals that I've made for this part of the story. So the cover is a painting by Benes Knupfer, and it's called The Kiss of the Waves, from the 19th century, and it was made between 1848 and 1910. I don't think there's an exact date. And this is the spine. I know you like the spines. So this is a new sort of design, new ribbon I've used, new material. There's a bit of gold in the back. I thought I'd splash it with a bit of gold because it's got a gold in the front as well, and I've aged the image a lot, so it's not too brightened, but it's really aged, and it's got the lines here, so it's quite aged. And here is the binding, and you can see some beautiful lace that have. So Lionel is researching, as I said, in mythology and in art, the nymphs and the Nereids. So these two journals will be the last journals of this kind of about the nymphs that he's looking at. And this is some gorgeous, I think it's onion paper if I'm not mistaken. I haven't really used anything as thick before when it comes to handmade paper. It's really thick, beautiful. So I will put my signature down here. And there's some ledger, aged ledger, the usual pages, and I've got this beautiful paper here as pockets. It's a pocket, really, and it's 200 pages plus the signature scrapbook paper. And this is one of my favorite images in this book. It's called The Mirror of Venus by Edward Burne-Jones, 1875. I'm just going to let you look at it a little bit more. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful. And it's printed on this very stained paper, tea-stained, coffee-stained paper, to give it more age. So there's more paper here. And there's a signature here with this paper that I think a lot of you commented on, you liked. Here is some gold lace that was handmade lace that was made by this lady in Spain. As I say, she made it for the church. Well, this is some music paper. It's called the Goat's Mask. And there's another pocket. This is another beautiful image. It's called Night and Sleep by Evelyn de Morgan, 1878. Again, look at those two beautiful faces of night and sleep. Night is the female and sleep is the male. And they're both flying in the sky. There's some more music paper here. End of the signature. There's a new signature, and I love this paper. This is a periodic table of elements, because remember, he's holding on to these journals because he's researching different things. He has other things involved in there as well. It's Ariadne in Naxos, 1877 by Evelyn de Morgan. Naxos is a Greek island and Ariadne there. It's a part of Greek mythology. So let's go on a bit more writing. So a music paper there. This is a mermaid. And this is some beautiful handmade lace. I showed you this lace before. This is the one that's from New York that I got from this friend, from Loving the Fabric. I have a little bit of this, so I'm using it in these two beautiful journals because I thought these journals deserve it, as they are very feminine. This is another Evelyn de Morgan painting, and it's called The Sea Maidens. 1855, 1919, I think these are the dates. This is called Boreas and Orithia, and it's a Evelyn de Morgan, 1896. Now there's a bit of nudity there, so I don't know if, I don't know, I mean, it's art, so for me, there's nothing wrong with showing it, but, I hope nobody's offended. Yeah, I use quite a bit of, art that has this type of thing. So, yeah, I'm sure you all guys are relaxed about it. This is a side pocket. Again, images of the fairy images. And this is a nice, lovely pocket with some gold, rose gold here. It's a ledger. This is Perseus. Perseus and the Sea Nymphs, Edward Burne-Jones, 1877. Again, this is amazing. Amazing painting. I love his work. And Evelyn de Morgan, they're so romantic and gentle, and the colors are beautiful. Paper here, and there's a little bit more of this beautiful Brooklyn lace, as you called it, here. There's a side pocket with the woods. Beautiful scrapbook paper here. This is another image of the sea. I'll find it. I've got it in my records. There's the remaining here. So, yeah. And this is the end. At some stage, I think at the last two ones, I stopped putting the references down, so forgive me for that. But this is it. And there's a bookplate here with a shell, which is very appropriate for this type of story. Okay, so this is Luna. This one is also one of my favorite images. I mean, I know I say that a lot. I have a lot of favorite images, so I do love this. This is the spine, and the back is left clear, quite aged. There's watermarks here, and a bit of faded gold, and on top I've got this lace again, a bit of that lace. I've done the band, the closure, the same way with this lovely silk binding ribbon. I think it's just the right thing to do with these journals. I don't know if you agree, but this is what you need. You need just a little bit of this silk binding ribbon. And this is some handmade paper, and I've used it before in another color, more olive green, I think it was. But this I've found recently, and I just couldn't believe it because it's just amazing, and it goes very well with a cover. So I used this paper here. There's a pocket with a pumpkin. The Sleeping Earth and Wakening Moon, 1855-1919 by Evelyn de Morgan. So these lovely ladies here on a beach are made by, they're the sirens of the sea. This is some scrapbook paper here, and some of the gold, lovely gold here, and a pocket. This is called the Siren's Call. There's a side pocket here. Another one on the other side. This is another one, the same one as in the other book. Nymphs in the sea nymphs. I'll show you a little bit the tea dyeing. And here is some more of this lace and our side pockets here. And this is a Perseus, the same image again, because I liked it so much. I used it on this book as well. And this is a waterhouse, beautiful waterhouse image. I love it. It's a detail. I think it's called the sea nymph. So yeah, these books have got beautiful papers and beautiful, scrapbook papers and end papers. That's their strength really. And I have a thing for papers. This is by Dulac, and it's called The Little Mermaid. And I've used this one before in my other nymphs journals some time ago. It's an older one. Yeah. More of this beautiful scrapbook paper, and here's another bit of this New York lace. Here is a raggedy, and this is Luna, another Luna image by Evelyn de Morgan, again 1885. So I put that as a little note card on the journal. Splashing on the pages, and quite a lot of tea dyeing and coffee dyeing. A Sea Nymph by Edward Coley Burne-Jones, 1881. A mermaid, really. What we call a mermaid. Or a siren. There are so many different names for these creatures. This is The Siren by Edward Armitage, 1888. Look at that, these are the boats of Ulysses. Oh, that's the way I think it is. Anyway. So, these are the journals. Here's mine. This the wax seal is going to be in the other journal as well, and this is the book plate. And a little bit, as I said, the other one will also have one of these, because I'm going to add that actually today. Just a little bit of the story before we close this session. Lionel is now a wanderer, a traveler who is going around the world looking for his missing queen, whose name is Aria. He's looking for her. There are different possibilities for him, different options. He believes that she's under the water and it is not the sea. So also he's studying the myth of Melusine, who is not a Greek naiad or nymph, water nymph, but she is a Scottish. She comes from Scottish mythology, folklore. So he is investigating that possibility. A water nymph, and she's a female spirit of fresh water, and she sometimes appears with wings, other times with a tail, or both. And she is mainly seen in France and Luxembourg and the lower countries. She is a daughter of Fairy Pressine and Elinus of Albany, Scotland, and she has accepted to marry a king, but he has to take an oath that he will not try to watch her while she's bathing. And he does. So she takes her daughters away, and they go to Avalon. At the moment, Lionel is investigating the connection between Avalon and Melusine and Aria. So we're dealing with a creature that is a shapeshifter, and she bathes in water. She changes. All that is something that he's very interested in. A fantastical place, a mythical place, but there is also somewhere that it has originated. The myth has originated. He knows it's in Glastonbury, so he's on his way to Glastonbury. This is where we're going to leave him. Our next move will be my next journals. There are 2 journals that are on their way. One is an alchemist, and the other one is the story of Avalon. So he is doing a parallel investigation. One is the cure to wake her up once he finds her, and the other one is to investigate Avalon and find out where she might be. So we're going to look into the Holy Island and to find where, when, and where it existed, and if, and to see the connection with the myth of the mythology of Arthur, King Arthur, and all these things. And so gradually we'll get into the Middle Ages, where we will be discovering more things through alchemy and connecting Lionel's research to that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made sense. Let me know if you have any questions. And I promised that I was going to give you the first chapter of the novel. So I'm going to do that, and I don't know how I'm going to think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about how I can get that first chapter out, or maybe a summary of the first chapter, so you can get the connection of the story this way. So, and also these 2 journals will be up on Etsy tomorrow evening after 8. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. I hope you got something out of it.